Afternoon, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Today, I want to talk about the meaning of life. Um, if you're a Hitchhiker's Guide for the Galaxy fan, I don't know if you remember that. I was into that when I was in college. 42 is the meaning to life, the universe, and everything. Well, maybe, but more so, the meaning of life. It's kind of an existential question. Like everybody wants to know, what is the meaning of life? Well, I'm here to tell you what the meaning of life is. So hang on. Um, and really, the question we should be asking, the correct question is, what is the meaning of my life? Or what is the meaning of anything that's going on around me? And the correct answer is the meaning of life is whatever you ascribe to it, whatever you believe. Whatever you believe is going to be manifested, and you're going to see it, and that's going to be the meaning. Um, that's what it's going to mean to you. So, a really good example of this is again, if we go back to what I was talking about yesterday, which was a pen, or maybe I had a pencil yesterday, and we create the meaning for everything around us, everything we see, every object, every person, every event, every circumstance we happen to be under. It's just um, it's just an event. It's just a person. It doesn't become meaningful to us until we attach a meaning to it. And typically we attach a meaning to it based on our past, what we learned when we were younger, um, and we thought about and thought about and thought about, and that those thoughts became reinforced, and then they became our beliefs. So this next lesson is really, really short. It's just another extension of what I talked about yesterday. It's another step in really before you can before you can change your belief system, before you can learn anything, typically you have to unlearn what you've already know or think you know or have learned. And a couple good examples of this are in the martial arts. My sensei has said this many times, especially as I've gotten more advanced. And he talks about people who are coming in, and as I teach them sometimes and things like that. But that for people just coming into the martial arts, just starting it, in order for them to advance and understand more complex ideas and things that are going on in martial arts, you have to start from the basics. You have to start from the very basics. And before you can even give them the basics, you have to disassemble what they already think they know or they know. And a really good example of this is, I would say, a stance. So a stance is a very fundamental aspect in martial arts. It's your basis for everything. Everything is based on a solid stance or a particular stance that you're doing. And we stand the way we stand, right? You nobody really taught you how to stand really in your life. You kind of actually probably found out by accident, as a child when you first started to walk. You started to kind of crawl and then walk, and you'd fall on your face a number of times, and again and again and again and over again. Eventually you'd learn to find your balance and find your center and kind of walk. And then it just kind of developed, right? So you were never taught. In martial arts, there are certain stances that give you basis and give you power for what you're doing. So in order to start learning those new stances, you have to disassemble what you already have learned. So that's one example. Another really good example is like in the Marine Corps, for instance, or in the military. When you bring new recruits in, they purposely break them down emotionally, physically, have drill instructors, and they used to hit us and stuff like that. Or I know in the 60s and 70s, my dad was in the Marine Corps, and he told me stories of, he was a wise ass, and he told me stories of one time he got a rifle butt in the head by one of his drill instructors because he was goofing off. That's an extreme, but that's how they would break you down from being a civilian and having this belief system and this understanding of what you think life is. And they have to break you down into something, into a basis, and then they have to remold you and build you up the way the military wanted you to be a soldier, to have a new identity, essentially. So it'd take an old identity, disassemble it, and create a new identity is probably the best way to just describe it. And really, anything you do in life is that. And that's what I've had to do with my life in relearning how I think about things, how to change my belief system. And so that's what this course is doing, these lessons that I'm providing for you. So kind of with that, lesson 2 today is, as of yesterday, it's very similar. What you want to do is, as you want to find a nice quiet place, some place where there's nobody around, you have some time, just a few minutes in the morning and in the afternoon or evening, just twice a day is typically enough to do this. And then center yourself, calm yourself down, take some deep breaths, close your eyes, take some breaths, feel your feet on the floor, just get into a relaxed state for a couple minutes. And then just open your eyes and just glance around the room and just look at objects kind of indiscriminately in your field of view, wherever they are, closer, and then over time just kind of start looking at objects a little farther away. And don't put any effort into it. Don't put any discrimination into it. Don't. There may be some objects that you have emotional attachment to, maybe a picture or or something, or even a person, if a person's in the room. Try not to have that emotional attachment when you just glance them. They're just an object at this point. And then have this idea in your mind as you're doing it and say, I have given everything I see in this room or in this street or from this window, from this place, all the meaning that it has for me. And as you alight your sight on an individual object, just say that to yourself. Like, for instance, I'm just looking at this glass. So this glass, I give all the meaning to this glass, all the meaning that it is for me. And then you look at, I found this napkin. Again, I have given everything I see, or I have given this napkin all the meaning that it has for me. And do that a few times, and just kind of for a few minutes, and that's really about it. That's the exercise. And what we're doing is we're just slowly deconstructing, very calmly, very in a non-painful way. It's not jarring. We're deconstructing what you believe and what your thoughts are. And what will happen is you start to build little blocks of steps and steps and steps to kind of change your thinking over time. And that's what this is designed to do. It takes a long time, to be honest with you. But nothing that's worthwhile is immediate. Everything takes work and energy if it's important to you. And frankly, if it didn't take work or energy or some type of, commitment, then it really wouldn't be even worth doing it, because as humans, we enjoy the ride more than the destination. And that might sound kind of weird, but think about it. If you have something you really, really want, okay, and you work for it and you work for it, and maybe you save for it, and you do extra shifts, maybe it's something you want to purchase, and then you get it. And it's like, yeah, I got it, cool, I made my goal, and then you have it for a couple of days, and it's like, oh, okay, well, all right, that's great. And then you see something else, and then you start the process over again. So really, the wonderful part is the is the journey. It really is. It's the journey in getting from where you are to where you want to be. And then once you get to where you want to be, you just start all over again and you create more desires. You create more desires. It never stops. And that's the amazing thing about being a human and being a creature of creation. So with that, I will leave you. Try that exercise today. It's been very powerful for me in my life, and I hope you find some results, and let me know. Let me know if it works for you, if you have any ideas. And this will be on YouTube. So for the YouTube people, please like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye. I can never click the button. Bye.